How to deal with anger. There's so many videos on this on the internet, and I don't want to repeat what they're saying. You can always Google them. What I want to do is to offer you bits from my experience with anger, and believe me, I have tons of experience with the subject. So I've got my notes here. I made a few notes before I started the video, as usual, just to keep me on track. Now, first I think we want to talk about what anger is, and the definition of this will differ from person to person. You know, there's normal anger, right? It's a kind of anger that everyone gets every once in a while, due to various reasons. Now, that kind of anger can even be used for good. It can spur you on to make changes for the better in your life. It can help to reveal certain causes of frustration, certain issues between you and your partner, for example, that you can then work on. That's normal anger. That's what I call the nice kind of anger. There's also the bad kind of anger. Now, this is the kind that takes over you. It makes you ready to explode and hurt someone. It's the kind where you lose control and then you do things you regret afterwards. It's the kind of anger that scares others, and it even scares you, because you don't know what you'll do once it takes over. This is the bad anger. Now, you have to take care of this anger. You have to fix yourself so that you don't get this angry anymore, because you might end up doing something that you regret for the rest of your life. So, the first thing to do when you find yourself angry is to get on top of the anger. Even though it seems impossible, even though it seems like it's taken over, and there's nothing you can do to stop. There is. You're still in control. You see, we're not animals. This is why we have these huge brains with these huge cortexes, frontal cortexes. These help us to get on top of the base instincts, like the various things that drive us, like pleasure or pain or lust or anger, hunger, those things. This will help you get control of the situation, but you have to realize that you can get control of it first. It takes a lot of effort, but it can be done. If you feel you can't do it at that point in time, when the anger swells up and you feel that you're going to lose it for good, do the next best thing. Just get away from the situation. If you feel that in your situation where you can hurt somebody, or where you might do something that you can't take back, then just get away. Walk away. Don't drive away. Just walk away with nothing in your hands. Just walk away, run away if you have to. Don't drive, because you might end up using the car as a weapon. Hurt yourself or others. So, yeah. Get as far away as you need to in order to stop feeling that tension of that situation and to begin to calm yourself down. Sorry, my battery conked out. I had to replace it. So, once you get to that spot, feel free to talk to yourself, to yell, to scream, to punch objects, things. Just don't hurt yourself. You know, whatever it takes to let go of that anger. And I think talking is the best way to do it, even if you're just talking to yourself. Talk to a rock, I don't care. Just talk to something to get those feelings out of your system. Now, once you're calm, you may choose to have a discussion about what caused the anger. Obviously, this only works in situations where the other person or persons are available and amenable to such things. You may also want to realize that some people get a kick out of making you angry. And so you can't talk to those people. The best thing to do is just to keep away from them all the time. Now, if you do get to have a discussion about it, you need to stay objective. You need to not blame the other, but express what triggered the anger and what you and the other person can do to avoid that sort of trigger in the future. You can also choose to work out your anger through physical exercise. I've done this myself, but let me tell you, it only works when you're not that angry. When you're so angry you're bordering on mad, you can work out all you want, but the anger is still going to be there, and you may also risk physical injury to yourself because you'll be tempted to push your body beyond its limits in order to spend that anger inside you. And then you'll end up angry and physically hurt. So that's not going to be good. Now, anger is disruptive at best and can be lethal at worst. It can be lethal to you or to others. You can easily have a heart attack or stroke when you're angry, and the effects of those incidents can be temporary or permanent. And I've been there, right on the edge, and I could feel that if I got any angrier, something would happen to my body, and I had to quickly find ways to de-escalate the situation for myself, for my own sake. Otherwise I'd have gotten permanently hurt. Now, you can also easily injure or even kill others when you're angry, when you're in a fit of anger, because you're not in control of yourself. See, you have to realize that you can get in control of yourself. But when you're pumped up on those fight or flight hormones, you're capable of greater physical strength than normal. Great, somebody's at the gate. Okay, second interruption. Interruptions can also make you angry, by the way. So it behooves you to control your anger, to find out what triggers it, and to work on yourself in order to find out the underlying cause for your anger. It may be that you're just naturally irritable. It may be that your upbringing caused you to be angry because you were maybe abused or mistreated, or your family dealt just as terribly with anger, giving you a bad example that you're now mirroring. What you can do is to look for a good CBT, and that's cognitive behavioral therapy practitioner. CBT has been proven time and time again to work much better than medication for various issues, such as anger, anxiety, depression, and so on. Something that helped me is Farasa. Farasa is an ancient Arabic face reading practice. The Farasa practitioner is trained to look at the subtle movements of the muscles in your face and to sense what you're feeling. Then he will ask you questions that will cause you to eventually find your problems and face them. The thing is, you can't hide what you're feeling or thinking from a knowledgeable Farasa practitioner. He will continue to ask you probing questions until you're forced to deal with your problems. Now, a good Farasa practitioner will actually use a mix of the ancient Farasa techniques to find out whether you're telling the truth or not and what you're really feeling, plus some CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, to help you deal with these issues. In case you want to look it up, Farasa is spelled F-E-R-A-S-A. Now, the point of finding out your problems, is not to ball up in a fetal position and cry about how much of a victim you are. That's not productive, and it's not going to solve your anger. The point is to find out what's causing your anger and acknowledge that cause to yourself fully. You want to own that cause, and you want to say to yourself over and over until it sticks that what happened is in the past, that you accept it, that you forgive yourself and the others involved, and that you're moving on. That you are an adult now, that you have a good life, that you are a good person, and that you are choosing to behave rationally and considerately each and every day. It will also help to have a regular physical exercise schedule, at least 2 to 3 times a week. And it will also help you to meditate, at least 5 minutes in the morning. It's much better to do it in the morning because you'll be starting your day by calming yourself down. And you might also find that you'll want to do a 5-minute meditation at night to close out the day, where you acknowledge the good and the bad situations that happened that day, and you promise yourself to do better the next time. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I hope it's something different than most of the stuff you find online. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.